For all the wrong that I done, but nowadays my head so fucked up I can't trust no one, no. Was in a rush to grow up, now I'm done growing. Nowadays my head so fucked up I can't trust no one.
I'm in the street. All I know is that first you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Welcome, Black. Welcome back to In Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B. Boy, oh boy, is this going to be an interesting show today. We're going to be talking about LaVar Ball, that white chick, Kristine Leahy. I get the pronunciation when smoke come on. And that coon-ass nigga, Jason Whitlock. We're gonna break that shit down because I told y'all on the last show about LaVar Ball titled It Must Be the Shoes, and white people are about to turn on us. I broke down how white America loved to destroy the fathers of these black athletes. I'm going to rehash that. And we're going to talk about the FEDS versus MS-13. I'm gonna read a story on them as a message/warning to Chicago and all of you black men out here who's following in these franchise games. Today's date is 5/19/2017, and in Black America Radio. Let's go ahead and bring the man Smoke in. Smoke, are you there?
Yep. What's good?
Yeah, what's good, son?
Shit, big Friday, end of the work week. Yo, you know how it go. Yeah.
I feel like I made a mistake.
What's that?
I think I made that mistake I made last time. Because I'm looking at the clock, and it says we have an hour 17. I'm like, I know I ain't played that much music. Yeah, so this is definitely going to be a karaoke. I did that last time. I was doing the show by myself. I had just twisted up a spliff. So I'm smoking, I'm talking, I'm looking at the time, and I'm like, damn, how the hell? What is time with? You know what I'm saying?
Scheduled it for
I'm coming out to the last hour. Yeah, I was like, man, I ain't played that much music. So you know how that goes. But shit, how was your week?
Shit, it was an alright week, man. I can't even complain. I mean, for me, it was just like, just trying to like get shit in order. You know what I'm saying? So like this week, I decided like I'm gonna go through my credit reports and stuff like that, get them joints cleaned up and things like that. So for me, it was just like a week of house cleaning. You know what I mean? Housekeeping, if for lack of a better expression. You know what I mean? But I mean, overall, it's a good week. I ain't complaining too much. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, no complaints for me. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be an interesting show, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you hear about, let's call it number 646-716-4654. Now, did you hear about the whole LaVar Ball situation? Well, before we get into it, let's talk about the previous show when we spoke on it.
It must be the kicks. We was talking about, or we made the correlation in sports, you know, with different fathers or whatever. But more so how the strong black father image always gets torn down. So we spoke about, we were speaking about LaVar Ball and the sneakers and, just the criticisms that he was getting from mainstream media. Really just like, for me, it just seemed like because he was there, and being present in his son's lives and careers and so forth. But, we also spoke about, Venus and Serena's pop, what's his name? Their father, you know what I'm saying, how he was a presence there. Cam Newton's father and his situation down at Auburn, and how they didn't allow him to come to the Heisman ceremony and things like that. So it's pretty much when you look at black athletes, most of the time you always see the mother there, and they propped up that image of the mother being there for the son, like the absent father image. You see that a lot with within black sports, and so now you have a situation where you have a father that's there, present in the lives of the athlete, and then on top of that, he's trying to create a business situation, and so you see the outright, what's the term I want to say? You just see where they're just trying to discredit him as a black man, whether it's his parenting tactics, you know what I mean, whether it's his business tactics, when it came to selling the shoe. And so you just see that commonly, amongst that, situation with black athletes and them having a father presence, in their lives.
And see, and that's what I always and will always say. It don't matter how strong the man is. And that's why we got to stop thinking that it's the man. We have to elevate that black woman. Because think about how strong it would be if it's not just LaVar Ball. Now, LaVar Ball is standing out there taking a shot from the fire because he's a man. You know what I'm saying? But then they turn around and they try to backdoor him, and it's like, we're going to go through the mother. And the mother's standing there just as strong, like, go talk to my husband. You see what I'm saying? I don't care what you put in my face. I don't care what bread you write me. I don't care about none of that. You can't bring no purse in my face. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always say that, because when they see that they can't destroy that man, that's when they try to play that divide and conquer shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's when they try to play that.
He's not a pushover.
They'll do it to the son.
Yeah, he's not a pushover, and that's his image. It's what he's saying, the route that he's gonna take, and the vision that he sees, and and all the platforms that he's been on, over this last 6 months or so. You know what I mean? That's the one thing that you can see about him, is that he stands for what he believes in, and he believes in his family, and he believes.
No,
in
but
his
it's not even. But it's not that. It's not. It had nothing to do with belief. You see what I'm saying? LaVar Ball is doing what any other white man would be doing in a capitalistic society. You see what I'm saying? They hate it because they don't want to compete with us. You see what I'm saying? So, and what I'm saying about the whole belief, it's not because I feel like we get too caught up in thinking it's, no, this is how it's supposed to happen. It's like if you see somebody playing basketball, they shooting, and you just smack that shit straight out the fucking air, and everybody like, oh, all that energy and all kind of shit like that. It's like,
well, see, why I say like the belief is because
do that.
He's supposed to be there, and that, like, alluding to your point as you're making, he's doing what he's supposed to do. But just like on the business front, he's in uncharted territory. He where nobody has really tried to go. Like, we get in line with the sneaker company, and that's it. So now
uncharted for who? Uncharted for black people?
No. Uncharted for a black athlete going into the NBA draft with a sneaker line. So that like, not so much a business in the sense, but for what specifically that he's on TV for, is his son going into the NBA draft, like, because his son is a baller. And so there hasn't been an athlete who's had their own brand going into a NBA situation or a professional situation. And so now, instead of him saying, well, let's get rid of our brand and go in with Nike or go in with whoever, they didn't want to play with his price and his standards that he wanted to set. So he kept it going. So now it's like he's really in the market with the big companies. It's like him and them. You know what I'm saying? So just in that regard, you know what I'm saying? So nobody really wanted
between him and Under Armour. But besides the sun and all of that, Under Armour came in the same way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Under Armour came in the same way as the underdog.
That's
now they teaming up with the big dogs to keep another underdog out. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is this.
I see your point.
We understand the game that's going on. You see what I'm saying? But this is how we're supposed to be. Every time I hear black people criticize LaVar Ball, I hear fear. I hear, you ain't supposed to do that. Who that nigga on that near? That's all I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, when we do that, what happens next is they stick their little white chicks at us. And then you're going to have the whole Kristine, because now they feel emboldened to disrespect you because they seeing that even your people are laughing at you. So then you get this exchange. Hold on. This is the May 17th interview that started the whole thing.
A good amount to me. Like I said, there's different amounts.
How many?
Stay in your lane.
I
don't even worry about her over there. So she's a reporter. Her job is to report to whoever she wants behind her. I'm talking to you, Colin.
Well, what is your problem with me?
Hey, my problem is you are a hater.
Why?
I would never wear a big baller shirt. Don't even talk to me. I heard you say I'm not even worried about it.
I said that I wouldn't wear something that
big baller. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
With all due respect, you're a great reporter, just not reporting on me. And going back to Whitlock, comment on anything but snacks. Now, that's a little harsh. It's going to be harsh because you want to be harsh on me.
So do you disrespect women and people for their weight?
No, that's what you say. I didn't say nothing about
no
weight.
You just said that to me.
Like I told her, I'm not even worried about you right now. Keep in your lane.
Can you look me in the eye?
She can say what she wants. She's trying to put it. I never disrespect women. But I tell you what, if you act like that, guess what? Something's coming to you. Oh. And it's okay. Do you think...
Are you threatening me?
Oh, see, as you try to turn the words, I would never threaten you.
You said something's coming to me.
I don't know what it is. I'm not a psychic.
So, now you get that situation there. That's the beginning, right? So we see now, first of all, I don't know if this is how people are going to receive this. I don't care. First of all, as a woman of any race, you shouldn't even be engaging in no conversation like that with no man. Straight up. I got to give applause to my person. Thank you. You shouldn't even be engaging in no conversation like that, no argument. Why are you going back and forth with that man for? That don't even that in itself is just, huh?
I said I die laughing every time I hear that clip. I'm on mute.
Because that's the first problem. You shouldn't even be engaging in no conversation with me like that. Period. So that's disrespect. Then the only reason how she was able to even twist words and say the shit she did is because he is engaging with her. You see what I'm saying? That's something I feel like as black people we got to stop doing.
See,
when she
like,
said,
"Oh,
did you?" No, I'm about to say when she said, "Oh, was that a threat?" and all that shit like that, he should have been like, "What part is the threat? What did I say that's a threat?" And when she tell you the part that's a threat, you know what she tell her next? Well, then go report me. You shouldn't even be staying here no more. You shouldn't even be sitting at the booth if you felt threatened by me. If I threaten you, you should go and report that. Now let me go back to talking to the person I'm talking to. That's it. I'm not even, and I told you, and I said this on the show before, a white person can ask me, excuse me, can I ask you a question? I will say no. Because that's my right to say no. So it's no. I'm not going to say yes because I don't want you asking me shit. Go ahead, folks.
No, I was, what she was trying to do, because, like, prior to the clip that was played, you know, she, you know, like in a previous show also, she was alluding to the fact that, you know, the line didn't have women's clothes and so forth and so on. And so, you know, he was saying that it's, you know, it's not a women's line. You know what I mean? It's, you know, it is what it is at this point in time or whatever. But, like, they've been trying to, like, you know, get him on certain things, like, because he's a talker. So you can get him to engage in whatever you want. And it goes back to your point you were saying before. He's a talker. So you can get him to start talking. And so for me, it was like, it was a setup of kind of like a feminist shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't cater to women. And then now you go and you engage him. You have him, you know he's going to say something off. You know what you're going to get from him. You know what I'm saying? He's going to give you something colorful to talk about. Now she got the comment. Now she got the ammo to say, to use that feminine shit to down. Because everything else they've been trying to come at him with, they try to, he said, my son is only going to play for the Lakers. He predicted that shit. The Lakers got the number 2 pick. They damn sure lining up to try to get this nigga. So it's like everything is working out in his favor while he's talking his shit, holding his nuts. Everything is working out. So for me, like when I sat back and just started looking at it or whatever, it's like, oh, all right, this is the angle they're going to try to get him with, you know, on this whole feminist shit. And it's not really sticking, you know what I'm saying, because we see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? For her to even come with that angle, you know that she's trying to get her agenda in. And, you know, he kind of fell for it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, you know, it's see-through. You know, those white girls, blonde whites coming in trying to play the victim. You know, Tommy Lawrence, same shit. She, you know, comes with the crazy comments. And, yeah, go ahead.
I say this. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad, right? So we should, like, it ain't fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's supposed to be a learning lesson for all black men. That should be a learning lesson for all black women. Watch out for this white bitch. This the same white bitch that y'all put all your heads y'all bet on to goddamn vote for Hillary to get in, and the majority of them voted for Trump, right? And then I played clips of me as black woman running around talking about, oh, now that the white woman knows how bad Trump screwed us all over, maybe now they'll vote correctly. We keep on worrying about her. See, this is all right. You wanna add some fufula to the mix? Let's add some fufula to the mix. So, hold on, let me add some fufula to the mix. All right, fufula time. That's how the universe works. That's how, you know, the gods and your ancestors, this is how your ancestors work. Whenever these crackers try to attack black people, they go down for the count. When Bill O'Reilly attacked Maxine Waters, a week fucking later, he got fired from Fox News. The white boy that started who was the head of the shit, Ayers or whatever his name is, he died recently. You know what I'm saying? 77. Roger Ayers, that's his name. Roger Ayers. He died. Fox News just fired the fat white boy look like he on his way to a heart attack his damn self, named Bob Beckel, because of how racist he is. You see what I'm saying? Anytime these crackers, they're knocking down Confederate monuments all throughout the fucking South. Like, really open your eyes. Your ancestors, your gods, all that foo-foo-la, all that shit's working. The only thing that's not working is you. You the only one that ain't living up to your part of the motherfucking agreement. Because if you, and I'm saying foo-foo-la to the people that like to believe in all the foo-foo shit. Me personally, I don't believe in none of that shit. I believe that we are the original people. This is our planet. I don't know how these white motherfuckers got here, but ever since they got here, they've been dominating us. And it's time for us to fight back. That's what I believe. You see what I'm saying? That's what I believe. I believe that when these people like Kristine Leahy or whatever her last name is, these people are jealous of us. They're not creative. They're not smarter. They can't live longer. They can't breathe like us. They can't do what we do. You see what I'm saying? We give them life. We solidify them. We make them real. The game they played on us was to treat us like we owe them or some shit like that. So we start to feel like we're supposed to be, like we're supposed to cater to them. It's like that's what they got us believing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like we now think we're supposed to be competing with them or trying to convince them or trying to protect them and teach them and all this weirdo shit. No, we're supposed to be moving far away from them. They're rotting away and they're dying. When they attack us, they fall. You see what I'm saying? They attack us, they fall. Now watch this Jason Whitlock dude now. This dude here is going to speak and show you just what I'm saying. These white people don't have power over us. It's us that's fucking us up. Now watch this.
Kristine Leahy via social media, and then also now on what I believe to be the most popular urban hip-hop station, most powerful, Charlamagne the God, did a commentary labeling you the donkey of the day. And this kind of sent me over the top because he went as far as to analogize this to what happened with Emmett Till. And that your suggestion that it came off to you like, was he threatening you? You asked that question. Somehow he analogizes this to Emmett Till. And what I think Charlamagne being irresponsible, being caught up in this social media era that we're in, where we try to exploit and sensationalize anything and everybody. And everybody's just fodder to be exploited and demonized. And there was an over-the-top demonization and a completely inappropriate demonization of you and your interaction with LaVar Ball. LaVar Ball was inappropriate. I don't think he was so classically inappropriate he needs to be thrown in jail, banned from television or anything like that. But I do think he was dismissive, condescending, came off sexist. And then I could understand why you, in that moment, being treated that way, threatening me, I totally get it. For Charlamagne the God to use his platform, the most powerful urban hip-hop station in America with a huge following, to throw that kind of heat on you when your intentions weren't malicious at all, your interaction with LaVar Ball wasn't disrespectful at all. For him to throw that kind of heat on you and your family, way out of bounds, to analogize it to Emmett Till, one of the worst things, tragedies happened in American history, because you questioned the guy in a polite way. Are you threatening me? This is ridiculous. And it plays into a
Yeah, so that's old boy's response. Now, this is a funny part that I'm gonna bring up real quick. That he said that he don't feel like LaVar Ball's comment was so outrageous and over the top that, you know, he needs to be in jail or he needs to be off of TV. Right?
Right.
Smoke. You
Yeah,
heard that?
right. Yeah.
All right, now watch this. Same chick, Kristine Leahy, says networks should stop putting LaVar Ball on air just to get controversial statements. So she sets him up, and now she's trying to lead the cause to keep him off TV now.
Yeah, flexing my
So
power.
Fox Sports 1, Kristine Leahy of Collins Coward The Herd said on Thursday that networks should stop inviting LaVar Ball onto their shows. On Wednesday, Ball and Leahy got into a tense exchange on air when Leahy asked Ball how many pairs of Zoe 2s did they sell. So y'all heard the whole exchange. Okay. So now they asking the question about why the white dude ain't jump in. So they go on Thursday. Leahy said to networks should stop put him on air. I hope that yesterday's showed who he is, and that we stop putting him on all of these networks just to get controversial statements out of him, because that is potentially what could happen. Leahy said, and I think there's no place for that in TV, no matter what kind of ratings you're going for. Cowherd said that Ball disrespected Leahy. Excuse me, let me just read that again. Cowherd said that Ball disrespected Leahy, but said he did not intervene because it would have weakened her position. During the exchange on Wednesday, Cowherd told Ball she's a reporter. Her job is to probe. Cowherd also said on Thursday that he invited Ball onto his show because he drives listeners and attention. He added on Wednesday's interview, what it did was unveil a side of LaVar Ball which is closer to the truth. There's a dark side. I thought he was a bully. Right? Now, you know when I hear that, you know what I think of? I think of the brother in Tulsa who got killed by the fucking cop out there.
Terrence Crutcher.
And you're right, Terrence Crutcher and the boyfriend in the
plane and helicopter.
The fucking plane talking about, oh, he's that's a bad dude. That's a bad dude down there. And now you want to sit there watching. You want to say that this white chick is a reporter. It's her job to probe, right? Mm-hmm. So while she's probing, you says, oh, that was more of who he really is. That's the dark side. He was a bully. Wait a minute. You just said she was probing me. And now I'm the bully? Maybe I should look up the definition of probe. Go ahead, Smoke. Let me look up the definition of probe real quick.
So, just kind of tying in the stuff points you was touching on. I had an article from ClutchPoints.com, talking about this situation, a lot of the sports that was all of them, touching on this situation. So, like I was saying before, prior to the clip that you played, she was going into an exchange about the clothing. So I kind of want to get the points from that, so it's a little bit more clear. So this is like the back and forth, and I'll just read it because they don't have the video clip for it or whatever. So Colin Cowherd is the host of the show, The Herd. So he says, she said Baller was offensive. So Kristine Leahy says, I didn't say it was offensive. I just said if you want to work with Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour to maybe have something that appeals to women. Alan Coward goes back, I don't have to agree, but I think that was a legitimate point. LaVar Ball comes in and he says, it's a good point because y'all friends. I'm not friends with her. I don't even see it. Kristine Leahy comes back, I wasn't saying it as I would never wear this. Ball goes, what's this show about again? Are we talking about shoes? I don't want to talk about that next. Kristine Leahy says, I think in order to have a successful company, you're going to have women who like your brand. LaVar Ball says, yeah, if you have a women's company. But anyway, Kristine Leahy goes back and says, oh, so you're not marketing to women. LaVar Ball, but we're talking about Big Baller Brand. So basically, she's just going in like she's really being an agitator at this point because he's making it clear that that we're not talking about this, but she keeps going back in and saying things. So this is like an excerpt they put inside of the article. So when it goes forward, this is the actual the author of the article. He's writing this. So he says, while Leahy's point is a valid one, and women do constitute a part of the sneaker athletic apparel market, brands usually don't start off by breaking off different lines. They start off small, reaching out to a target consumer, and once it's successful, expand into other ventures like a women's line or other sports. A prime example would be drum roll, Under Armour, which started as a football-only brand and then expanded to basketball, golf, baseball, soccer, and other sports, carrying their success into several women's lines after they had established themselves as competitors. Big Baller Brand early in the beginning stages to branch out and go broke before they can mass produce. So she's really being a journalist. She would understand that point and not go into the
basically not if you're a journalist who will understand the point. Basically what you're saying is she asked a dumbass question. You a journalist and you probing something stupid. You know what I'm saying? You probing something stupid. You talking about something dumb. Because this is what probing means. Verb, to try to discover information that other people do not want you to know by asking questions carefully and not directly. The interviewer probed deep into her personal life. Detective questioned him for hours, probing for any inconsistency. To examine something with a tool, you're right, and that's when you use a tool. All right, so now, in this case, we're talking about the first one, which is to discover information that other people don't want you to know, asking questions carefully or not directly. So, what was the point? What was she probing for? She's a journalist. She's probing for what? And then you're asking me questions, and you're putting shit out there that no startup companies do. But you're asking me why I'm not doing something that no startup companies do. But then they turn around and say, that's the dark side of him. He's a bully.
That's what they're probing for. They probing for something to label him as
a react,
so he can be the bad guy. So whether it be him reacting to something, whether him revealing something he did in the past or whatever, that's what she's probing for. And so with her angle is, in my opinion, the feminist shit. Let him say something where I can use this as a look at this guy. He doesn't like women. Look at his kid.
Smoke. There it goes. I'm going to keep probing until he says something anti-woman. Then I could get him into the feminist field. And then I can wrestle. Then we can wrestle. Like, what the hell? The shit went from, how much do your shoes cost, to, is that a threat? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And now you want to keep him off the television? And ain't it interesting that the dude, the Chris Bozard or whatever his name, the Creole boy or whatever? I mean, I don't want to say a boy, excuse me.
Chris Bozard.
Chris, yeah, it's funny because he be on Sarnetta. Or I saw him on Sarnetta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he don't been on
That's
that.
what he taught. But he taught that hard-body Christianity, right? He taught that hard-body Christianity, right? So here's my question. Where was you to stand up, yo? Or did you, that mean, I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't hear his part, so I don't want to say that. But I'm listening to the shit, and I ain't hear no interjection. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was there. So I don't want to say that. So I'll keep my opinion to myself, because I ain't hear his part.
Yeah,
but if he ain't saying nothing,
with yeah, I mean, I couldn't find another clip with the whole show. You know, I mean, in the exchange that they show in the clips that circulating is, you know, they don't show a reaction by anybody else. It's just her, and I didn't actually see that show, so I can't really say he came back or not. But you know, you mentioned Jason Whitlock, you know, earlier and played his clip. Jason Whitlock, you know, he's another agitator. You know what I mean? He likes to do those same tactics like Leahy does or was doing. You know what I'm saying? He likes to poke and say different little things. He kind of like, you know, I'm not really a follower of him, so I'm not going to say like, you know, I know his career or anything, but I used to be watching the show recently with him. You know, it's one of those Fox shows. A lot of shows are popping up on Fox because of ESPN is falling. So he has a show in there. He'd be on there. Yeah.
Would you compare him to Charlamagne?
Would I compare him to Charlamagne?
Yeah, like would you say like he's like Charlamagne a little bit? Poking and like trying to agitate the people and in a sense?
Yeah, like in the sense of I would put him in that sense.
Okay.
You know, the difference between
Let me run this past you. Wait, let me run this past you then. If you're saying that they both move the same, right? So let me run this past you then. That's probably why Jason Whitlock chose to go and address Charlamagne. You see what I'm saying? Because he probably was a fan of Charlamagne. You dig what I'm saying? Because they A alike. You dig? But it's like listening to Howard Stern if you trying to be like a shock jock and you listen to Howard Stern, but then what happened is if he attacks you now, you know how his trolls will be because you know how yours are. So then you saying to yourself like, yo, if this nigga turn, you know, it could fuck me up. Or maybe him doing that is this will be the ultimate time where we can publicly sprawl and it'll be the greatest shit because they both need that attention type. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you how that's a good question because, and I wasn't even going to say this, but I thought about this while you was talking or whatever. On the show that he's on, he's on the show with Chris Carter, the wide receiver. He used to play with the Vikings, Philadelphia Eagles, legend or whatever. Him, and they want to say it's the same show with Kyler Coward and somebody else. Anyway, I just know him and Chris Carter was on the show. So Chris Carter don't drink. So they having like, it might have been during the Christmas time. He coming out bringing, giving everybody gifts. Him and Chris Carter, they go back and forth. You can see that shit on the show. Like they be pissing each other off with the shit what they be saying. So he comes in, Chris Carter again. He like had issues with alcohol back in the day. He don't drink. He come in and gives him a bottle of wine and shit. So it's like yo, I don't drink, man. Like why you? And he doing this on the show, and it's like, you know, when I saw it, I was like, why you know what I'm saying? You probably would know that that's your cause. But like when I started seeing the show more often, I was watching it during that period of time that I was. It was like, oh, okay, he did that shit on purpose. He's an agitator. He says little comment that's going to get the other person to start talking or to get fired up and things like that. So that's a good point. You know, I want to see now. We're going to have to look and see like how much farther it goes. Like when the sparring starts. You know what I'm saying? Probably Monday.
Yeah.
See.
You already know how that
good
shit
point.
is at the end of the day. You know, because when you were talking about him, and you like, yeah, he's an agitator, and he knows how to really, you know, rile people. And I'm like, that's the same shit as Charlamagne. Then I'm like, damn, you know what? I wonder if that's the reason why he was even listening to fucking Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Corey Holcomb was on the show, too, talking shit. So is he going to address Corey Holcomb? Because if he don't, then that lets you know he listens for Charlamagne because that's his alike.
Right.
So that'll let you know, too. If he don't address Corey Holcomb, but he did address Charlamagne, and Corey Holcomb was on the show, today's show, then he's listening for Charlamagne. You know what I'm saying? This is how niggas got to identify, you know, I don't want to say niggas, but this is how brothers and sisters have to identify the game. You have to just pay attention. Listen, but then you have to comprehend. And when you try to comprehend that shit, and you like, yeah, that shit don't even make sense. So, yeah, that shit. See, right now we're supposed to be at an hour, but we at 37 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I had hit the wrong one. I'll be fucking up when I do that shit. That's calling number 646-716-4654. LaVar Ball, Kristine Leahy, and Jason Whitlock. And Feds versus MS-13. We definitely gonna be going over. So if you listen, you're gonna have to call in or go to the YouTube page in 37 minutes. But until then, let's go. I want to build on this Feds dealing with the MS-13 real quick, right? This is from a CNN article called "Dozens of MS-13 Gang Members Nabbed in 50 Los Angeles Raids."
Hold on, sprinklers.
Hold on.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry for that. I'm trying to get the page up real quick. Shucks. Studio. All right, now here we go. Yeah, so we're gonna check that out. And this is the whole purpose of reading this right here is for Chicago. Chicago, the Midwest, Black America, and all of Black America who want to participate in gang activity. I already told you about the little gangster nigga that sexy niggas in. But the little gay gangster nigga, gangster with a Y, listen to that show, who's sexing our sons in. Fucking sickos and shit. This is what's going on out here in these streets. When you join these franchise gangs, what they do is they just use a generic write-up, basically, where they could just walk in, do a sweep, and grab you up. That's what's going on with MS-13 right now. Let me read that story real quick. So it goes like this. 4 o'clock a.m., a dozen ATF agents have poured out of an armored vehicle, preparing to break open the front and back doors of an inconspicuous store just outside downtown Los Angeles. They suspect that the storefront is a hub for the MS-13 street gang. Rifle-welding officers in body armor and helmets appear ready for combat. They go in, but there is no violence. With the element of surprise on their side, agents peacefully take a half dozen people in custody. That's 6. One by one, they come out in handcuffs. Some are suspected gang members. Some may be victims of human trafficking, authorities say. A storefront might seem like an odd place to find them, but MS-13 members have been known to live in storefronts and have been suspected of using them as a cover for drugs, prostitution, and human trafficking. CNN was the only TV crew that accompanied authorities during the raid. At the same time, dozens of other raids were taking place across the city as hundreds of federal and local authorities stormed homes and storefronts searching for high-ranking members of MS-13. It was 50 raids. They said the 50 pre-dawn raids aimed at capturing suspects asleep or off guard also focused on nabbing members of MS-13 core leadership. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF, told today we disrupted the gang's command and control. The special agent ATF out of Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the U.S. base for MS-13, which has tens of thousands of members worldwide. They said more than half of the 44 arrested. So 44 people ended up being arrested Wednesday. Or if it's the other, if that 44 ain't got nothing to do with that 6, then that's 50. But they say more than half of the 44 people arrested Wednesday, and undocumented immigrants. More than half of the 44 is undocumented immigrants. But the raid aims to curb violent crimes, not immigration violations, the LAPD said. He says the MS-13 often preys on undocumented immigrants. About 1,000 officers from ATF, the Feds, the DEA, the U.S. Immigration and Customs, that's ICE, and LAPD and LA County Sheriff Department took part in the massive effort. 1,000 officers from the ATF, FBI, the DEA, U.S. Immigration. So I wanted to bring that up because I wanted to let black people know that when you hear Trump say he bringing the feds in, he's not saying he's bringing more police in your community to police you, like I said on previous shows. When they say they bringing the feds in, they sweeping. They got your name. They already got your pictures. They got your gang affiliation. They got everything in the book already. All they coming down is to drive down on you and lock you up. That's it. And guess what? If you innocent or you new to the gang or you just a hang-arounder, when that sweep come in, you getting thrown in that trash too. Because they're going to lock everybody up and charge everybody for gang activity to make it stick and to make it long. Pause. Because Jeff Sessions already letting you know it's going to be lengthy sentencing. You know why he wants lengthy sentencing? To guarantee a length of time that these private prisons are going to have these inmates. 75 years? Great. 300 years? Great. The Fed's going to come and lock all y'all up, and they're locking you up under your gang affiliation. They're not locking you up based off of a crime. They're locking you up based off of your gang. And that's how they're going to, quote-unquote, clean the neighborhood, by sweeping all y'all black men and boys in a trash can and throwing y'all away and warehousing y'all into these prisons forever.
Forever.
So I just, you know what I'm saying? The choice is yours.
Yeah. And I mean the like the situation that's recent that you could kind of talk about. I mean, I know we talking about the MS-13, which we mentioned in one of our shows back in April when they had when Jeff Sessions went to Long Island and pretty much declared war on MS-13. But a recent situation that you could look at is the Bobby Shmurda, Rowdy Rebel, GS9 situation.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what happened to them. You know what I mean? They came, they got popular, they became a problem, they came and swept all of them out. And pretty much. And it was on a lower level, of course, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if federals was involved, it was more NYPD. But that's pretty much what they did. They got on the radar of the police, and they came and swept them up one night. Got everybody that was associated with GS9. I was watching one of the Vlad interviews with some cats on there from GS9 saying, like 15 people got nabbed up in that whole situation. Including Bobby Shmurda and all of them. And some of the names in there, 90-something year sentence, 54-year sentence, you know what I'm saying? So, for anybody who you want a live example, that's going on, that's been going on the last couple of years, and that's on a smaller level. So you already know. You just said, in the story you was referencing, that's 44 people plus maybe 6 more. That's 50 people that they coming in and rounded up. So this is MS-13. So you already know what's going to happen in Chicago and other places. But definitely Chicago.
Yeah,
we know that the talk has already been about that. That's target number one. So
what do you say? What do you say?
What are you talking about?
Talking about Trump.
Sending the boys
in Chicago.
Sending the boys. Sending the rallies.
Let me let you hear that. Let me let you hear the audio. I'm gonna let you hear the audio of the story. Okay? Just so you can really hear this.
There you go.
Hold on.
Ranking MS-13 gang members today across Los Angeles. Officials in LA say more than half of the 44 people arrested are undocumented immigrants. This gang in particular has been a frequent target of President Trump.
Freedom includes the right to be free, and I mean totally free from crime and from violence. MS-13 is going to be gone from our streets very soon, believe me.
This gang is considered one of the largest and most dangerous criminal organizations in the nation. Kyung Wah is live in Los Angeles. So tell me, what charges are these gang members facing, Kyung?
Well, at the heart of this investigation, Brooke, are federal racketeering charges, but there are also murder charges involved here. We want to be very clear about what separates this particular investigation from some of the others. This is the largest investigation, the largest crackdown of this particular gang ever in Los Angeles. And what we saw today, CNN was given rare access as we watched ATF agents walk up to a target, a suspected MS-13 gang hideout. They, along with 1,000 other officers, stand out across the city, hitting 50 different locations, all simultaneously in the pre-dawn hours. The area that you're seeing right there, that particular spot, we did watch 7 people being pulled out of there, and we are now learning that those 7 are victims of suspected human smuggling. And look, despite what you heard from the president, we want to make very
that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's about that. We better open our eyes and start thinking to this. Huh?
Shit is real. Shit is real.
Yeah, it's real.
Shit is real.
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is like,
about Chicago.
We got a lot of boys caught up in that shit on image. You know what I'm saying? The hang-arounds, I'm just chilling. I'm just associated. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you don't want to get your name in them paperwork. You don't want to get your name on that list. You don't want to be the nigga getting jammed up, getting questioned. Because we know how it is. Once you get behind those bars and they throwing these random charges out, these gang affiliation charges and grouping everybody into this one gangland shit, you might not get out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You might go in there and that's your ass. And so, you know, we out here with all of these fake-ass gangster shit. We want to hang around. We think that shit cool. We throwing up sets and you just out there? All right, my nigga. Y'all little niggas better fucking smarten up, man. It ain't no damn joke out here. They coming. They coming. Y'all can't play.
And the sad part about it is that's all that's being pumped and promoted. Because we don't have the economy, our economy now, the way of getting money and income is cooning. So they tell us, hey, you want to make some money? Then you go out there and you act like a straight up fucking coon criminal ass nigga. Now you got the little dude, black youngster. You know what I'm saying? You got a fucking music career where you making bread. Now you tied up in some shit where you getting goddamn caught up in some shit with dude getting his car shot up. You know what I'm saying? Like 100 times and shit like that. Not quiet as kept. You know what I'm saying? What black youngster said, I was thinking the same thing though. I was like, did you send somebody to shoot your own shit up? Because I'm like, you just so happen to have a bulletproof vest and car, and they get shot up 100 times, and like, you know, I just found that to be a little ironic, you know, but it's just the thought that this is being pumped and promoted, you know what I'm saying? So now, as this is being pumped and promoted to the youth and to the babies as normal, you got this Jeff Sessions dude that's pumping and promoting that police have the right to go cowboy on us and for us to go to jail for lengthy times in their privatized prison. We promote the activity that's going to keep us in slavery.
Right. Right.
Now you got Trump saying to all the young brothers in Chicago, when you don't clean your shit up, I clean it up. What that means? Sweet. What that mean? Sweet. I'm hearing the Chicago rappers. The Chicago rappers talking about, oh, that don't mean nothing. If you come inside here and bring the feds in, all we're going to do is just start shooting on another corner. I said, what? What happened? Oh, you fucking police going to be fucking policing you, nigga? No. It's called sweep.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. They coming in, cage your ass up. That's it. Come on, come with us. Oh, you got a red bandana. Come on, bring your ass on too. Come in. What you doing over here? Come on. Y'all all down with this gang. 15 years for everybody. 40 to 50 for the mid-level niggas. 100 years for the top niggas. Like, yo, it's crazy. They coming.
Yep. That's all you're gonna see. 100 black men faces and young boy faces on a magazine. 75 years. Boom.
Yep.
75 years.
Handing out numbers.
They're gonna name you 3 guys who did some heinous shit. Everybody else is going to be drug offenses. Minor little drug shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad shit. And that's what they do, man. They take a whole generation away. Because they know that now we can play the game. Because if we take this generation away, it starts with the babies. Because our babies ain't ready yet. Like, basically what I'm saying is, when you're seeing these white people kill black people, cops, and get away with it, we keep thinking it's an injustice, which it is. But what they're doing is they're reprogramming their children that you're supposed to be killing them. You know what I'm saying? That's why they keep getting off. Because guess what? If you white, think about you being white. You keep watching. No, think about you being black. Right? Think about, all right, you black. Now, every time you see a black person commit crime and make music, he become a millionaire. They call him a rapper, a gangster rapper. You would try that, right? Because you see it work. Think about this, Smoke. If you black and you see black guys dribbling a ball and dunking and shooting the basketball into a hoop and they're making millions of dollars and they call them basketball players, you would try that, right? Because you see that's successful for black people, right? So now, if you black and you see black men whooping white men ass up and down the street on YouTube, you as a black man, when you see a white dude, you'll be like, yeah, safe about whoop your ass up and down this goddamn street, right? You'll try it because you see this.
Might as well.
So, so if you're white and you're watching slavery movies and you're watching how white people treated black people, then you're watching on television, on the news, white police officers killing black men, hands up, laying down on the ground, they getting shot. You know what I'm saying? They just get, murdering and getting off. You don't think in the psyche of white people they'll feel like, oh, I think I could kill a black person and get away with it too. You see? But we look at stuff different and weird. We look at things like this. They're making slavery movies to remind us that, no, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Stop thinking that they give a fuck about you, black people. They don't. This is the game. This is the game called America. It's only a two fucking player game. It's rich whites versus poor whites. Everybody else is just in the middle. Everybody else is just pawns in the middle of this game. But the game is rich white versus poor white. Always remember that. Smoke.
Rich fights.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I trying to make a point about saying that, but I want people to know that. This game is about rich white versus poor white.
But no, that's a good point because I was really just listening to what the hell you were saying, but I never really thought about that. You know what I'm saying? Them reprogramming their kids. That was a deep point. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the point I'll make. That's the point I'll make. Because it's rich white versus poor white. So what happened is, when you got one set of white people that he beating the other set of white people in their head saying, you can't say nigger. Say the N-word now. You know what I'm saying? If you want to call him a nigger, you got to say the N-word now. You can't say nigger no more. And you got to do this. You got to accept this. And you got to, you know what I'm saying? After a while, they're going to develop children that's going to be like, oh, I would never say nigger. And I would never do this. And I would never do that. And I don't have a problem with black people. And then that's when white people get nervous. Because they're like, yo, what you mean you ain't got a problem with white people? But just like how black people are. When you see white black people, they like, no, it's not Black Lives Matter. It's all lives matter. And you're like, man, shut the fuck up, man. It's Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck wrong with you? That's the same way how they is. So when they looking at their people, they like, yo, why y'all not trying to? So then here comes the other whites who make movies. Let's remind white people their role in society. You got to listen to them talk, and they'll say this to you. We're losing our role. What was your role? To oppress us. So then they come out with these slave movies, and our silly asses always think it's about us. You see what I'm saying? The slavery movies is for them. That's why every slavery movie does good except the Nate Parker one. Because that wasn't for them. That didn't have nothing. That had nothing to do with the rape case. That's something that's just like this Russia shit. That's something that we just use that. This have nothing to do with the rape shit. The whole shit is about the whole shit is about remembering their role in the game, right? Another one that comes to mind is Django. When Django came out, what happened with Django? Outcry about it. Big ass fucking controversy about Django. We watched Django killing white people from the beginning of the movie to the end. They had the Django dolls. They didn't want to sell the Django dolls. They took it off the market. Silly ass black people want to argue, really paid by white people. Because they had to cover their hand when they do that, because they don't want that type of slave movie show. Black man killing up all these white people right now, we don't want to show that. Black man killing these white people with the Nate Parker, we don't want to show that. But black man getting his ass whooped by the cracker, oh, we'll show that. Black man lusting after the white woman, oh, we'll show that. You see what I'm saying? White man saving the black girl. They got the new movie with the white dude, and he loves the mulatto girl, and now they running off in the sun because she can't breathe, not realizing that you can't breathe because your ass is mixed. So you got all that weirdo white people shit. That's why you can't breathe. And now you run around with the damn germs that goddamn created you. So, you know, it's a whole funny game, you know what I'm saying? Because we got to understand that this game is between rich whites and poor whites. They have nothing to do with black people. So when we keep thinking, they're talking about us. No, they're not. Let me tell you how stupid we are, Smoke. We so stupid that we think when white people throw a banana at us, they're calling us a monkey. When the monkey is the one that throws the banana. That's how stupid we are. That they throw a banana. We're supposed to sit there and pick the banana up, and when they say, how do you feel that somebody threw a banana at you? I'd be like, y'all should do something about your monkey. Because the monkey is the one that throws the banana. The monkey is not the one that receives the banana. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that doesn't even make sense. But that's how everything is in reverse, and you got to turn everything back where it's supposed to be. Because white people is in power because they turn everything in reverse. So if they're on the bottom and we're on top, then they say, you know what, well, the bottom is the top now, and the top is the bottom. And now here go us to which is the bottom. And it's like, no. That's how they operate. They come out with the slave movies to let their children know, this is what you did to their woman. This is how you raped her. This is how much power you had. This is how much power that black man ain't had. Don't let him jump in and fucking strong and all that shit like that. Don't let that intimidate you, because this is what you was able to do to him back in the day. Then you see the cops and shit start killing black men and shit. Then they showing black women on TV all ratchet and buffooning and cooning and shit like that. Because they're trying to tear down your image. So you're not respected. So it's easier to receive the slavery shit. Because now when my mother says, see, but when we had them in slavery, we had control over black people, look how they acted, though. They was nice. Look how productive they was. Look at them now, though. But, Mommy, it wasn't nice. But look at them now. Look how they shooting at each other. You didn't see no shooting during slavery. But mommy, what? But look at them now. All their kids is running the streets. Their kids wasn't running. We had jobs for their kids back in the day. But mommy, no, look at them now. Now the man don't even take care of his kids. The woman and the man just argue. We had them married. I read y'all the slave narrative. But look at them now. Look at LaVar Ball. He's arguing with the white woman. Thank God for Jason Whitlock for saving the day. We have to domesticate. You know what I'm saying? We got to domesticate. This is how they think about us. So instead of us realizing that, no, we have to separate from these people. We have to separate away from our drug dealer. Like, we're an addict. And it's like we're an addict, and we walking around with the nigga that's selling us drugs thinking he's hooking us up. And we wondering why we never.
Boy,
you got to leave.
My man.
Yeah. Got the IV in your vein walking with you. Like, my man keeps me late.
Yeah, the morphine like, drip. The lean drip, rather.
The lean drip.
But, I mean, it's like, when you speak to that, you know, the sense of, you know, them, you know, retraining their kids, retraining their, you know, their thoughts, you know, as people. That's the type of shit that we need to be doing with our kids. We need to be trained in the future, and this is something that we always speak to on the show about, you know, the future, the kids, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to be doing. We need to be retraining them to not look at the drug dealer, to not want to aspire to go work a 9-to-5, to build their own business, to learn how to raise a family, to, you know, be responsible with their money. We have to retrain our kids to be in that mold the same way that everyone else does. I mean, this is like, it should be common sense, you know what I'm saying? But we have to just understand that while we stand idle, other people are working on themselves, their economy, their future, while we standing idle, spending money. It's like we doling out the money to help everybody else in their current status and their future. While we ain't, you know, while we're going to sit and complain for the next 100, 200 years doing the same shit. It's like taking the money out your pocket like, here you go, white man, here you go, Arab man, here you go, China man, here you go. And they all doing what they supposed to do to build their shit up, and we left with empty pockets and police killing us. So it's like, come on, man.
You know what they say?
You gotta be smarter.
They say the white man got money because he's smart and he's a good businessman. God blessing him. And the Arab got money because maybe Islam is blessing him. They got oil and all that. And the Indian man, you know, they believe in that Hindu stuff, so maybe that should work. And the Jew man, you know, he just good with money, so, you know, that's why he got. And it's just like, nigga, you're funding them. You're funding them. And then we get the shit caught up with the God shit. Now, I'm going to tell you something funny with the God shit, right? So I'm looking at this, I'm just sitting down on the YouTube. I'm looking at this documentary on the Sour Posse, right? So I'm looking at I'm looking at the documentary. So they were saying how the highest, they said that drugs, which is what the Sour Posse was distributing, they sold so much drugs. It was like drugs was, out of the top 3, drugs was number 2. They said drugs was above oil, but underneath arsenal, which basically means guns, right? And then if you spell that shit out, that's God. Guns, oil, and drugs. And that's the top 3. You see what I'm saying? So the top 3 things that run this American economy, in God we trust, is guns, oil, and drugs. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just funny to me because then we attribute the whole God concept, and well, I'm going to pray for mine, and God going to bless me, and all this other shit, not realizing that we're creating the reality that we're complaining about. We're sitting in a community with other races having businesses in our community, taking money out, and then we're complaining about not having a job while spending your EBT money in their store. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, our issue, Black America, is the decision making that we make. We make dumb decisions, which results in dumb outcomes. And that's real. You know what I'm saying? These white people, they're going to play their games. You know why they're going to play their games? Because that's just how it's going to be when you're dealing with white people. It's just like if you live in the hood and you know, hey, niggas rob around here. So, you know, you try to stay on your P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? But you understand that niggas rob around here. That's how we have to look at white people. Just understand that they're always going to hate you, but you just got to push forward and do everything to better yourself, your family, black people. You see what I'm saying? I follow the David Walker approach. Build yourself up, build your family up, all for the common goal of building up Black America. So with that being said, that's how you strengthen the next generation. That's how we get better as a people. You see what I'm saying? But if we sit around here thinking that I don't know, something going to just happen out the blue or some miraculous event is just going to come from the sky or somewhere, shit like that, that's not reality.
Yeah,
The reality is everything that we want, we can achieve that shit. Oh, but I want to get a job, a business. The bank won't lend me the money because I'm black. You know what? You're right. So guess what? Maybe you should think about another business that's going to generate you bread, or something to generate you bread that you can now transfer that, use that money and profits to now get that business. Maybe you think it's too high first. You ain't got to get that idea.
We
think about something else.
Never had that thinking, man. We never had that thinking, and that's the thing, man. It's like, you know, when we from the hood, you know, when the damn, you know, before we had the good TV, they had the shit with the antenna. You don't get no fucking reception. What we do? We put fucking aluminum foil on that shit. We do shit to fucking compensate for what we got. So we never was let's go to that's the new thinking. Go to the bank and get loans from the bank and all of that shit. That's the new thinking and shit. It's like you know, us wanting to fit into the system. But that ain't never really us. The hood mentality is surviving and striving. You know what I'm saying? It's like we make that shit happen. Regardless of what it is, like, we forgetting that we from the hood. We all acting bougie right now. We all both on bougie shit. We all on our bad and bougie shit. Nigga, like, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? We always been able to skirt around any rules and regulations. We know how it goes. Nigga, let's get off our asses. That's really what it come down to. It's like us just putting shit together, using our minds, and making shit happen, and teaching the youth. We ain't doing none of that. It's like, all right, we don't got the businesses, so cool. We got to work towards it. All right, but we can at least be teaching the fucking youth. We don't see that shit. And you see that shit now with, like, you know, the big shit is hip-hop and, you know, the new generation of hip-hop. And, you know, I get the criticisms of, like, how, you know, the young boys walking around with dresses. But we forget that we set that stage for them. We set the shit with the youth, with the ignorant shit we was doing. So it's like we got to understand that we failing to do the essential shit that we need to make sure our future generations are moving forward. We setting them back, and then we complaining when we looking at the outcome of it. So we got to keep it real with ourselves, but at the very least, we should be raising the youth up. The business and shit, maybe that's going to come, you know what I'm saying? But if anything that we can control right now, it would be definitely raising the youth, you know what I'm saying? But to speak to my earlier point, we need to get off that bougie shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's time to just put in the work how you can get it. We know that white America not going to give us shit. We know that they play the games with us in corporate America. We know that we got to kiss ass to get jobs and do shit. We know that shit already. So we just got to act like we know it. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy.
Yeah, but you right about that being bougie shit because, yo, these dudes act like they don't want to get their hands dirty. These are some prissy ass pretty niggas, boy. These are some soft face ass. These ain't like, we come from the hard stomping on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Right. When you walk, you want to shake the concrete. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. We come from, you know what I'm saying? These kids are so light in the ass. The guys want to be pretty. The girls want to be whores. You know what I'm saying? The girls want to be drag queens and shit. The girls want to be some shit on the TV, some image on TV. That's what they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Nobody got hustle. Nobody got hustle. Nobody knows how to get money. Nobody knows what to do when you get money. So that's my whole thing. It's like, fuck the white man. The white man ain't shit. Ain't never gonna be shit. We know that. But we got a generation that we need to correct.
Man, that's the truth.
The white man ain't never gonna be shit. So to keep dwelling on that makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Police is always gonna kill unarmed black men. How about this? How about we arm ourselves and see how many of us get killed, huh? Let's turn them tides. Instead of them killing unarmed black men, hey, turn that shit to a 1970s shootout. And speaking of 1970s, right? I was asking my homie, right? I was like, I wonder if 1970 is the peak of black America.
That's a good question.
You see what I'm saying? I wonder if that's the peak. I wonder if that's the peak. Because we know the 80s, we know what happened in the 80s. You see what I'm saying? The civil rights movement done passed. These niggas all coked up, discoed up, businesses, doing their thing or whatever. Moving into the middle class. You know what I'm saying? And then we know the 80s kicked in. And we know that everything else went downhill from there. Everything else is downhill from there. Now we're a bunch of consumers, got a lot of money run past our pocket and through our hands, but don't got nothing to show for it. We have nothing that we do with it. So I wonder if 1970 was the peak. Was our peak. Let me ask you this, Mo.
Makes sense.
What do you think about this whole Trump impeachment stuff?
To me, it's just like, it's just talk. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, it's just like something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We love to say like, certain things are a distraction. I mean, to me, that's a distraction. It's like, why do we care? Why do we care who's in office? Why? It don't matter. It don't matter who in office. whoever comes in, let's say he get impeached. What happens now? What's next? We got some master plan in play that involves him getting out of office. Like, what is next? So to me, it's just like something that just keeps questions and going. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to talk about. It really has no basis in the sense of helping Black America. Because who's gonna get in there next? Pence, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna put in there? They're gonna have a different mind state than what's happening right now. Is that what they're saying? You know what I mean? Like, what's the significance of that? So even if he is even if that possibility is true, it still don't change the outlook for Black America. We need to be building and saving our children. That doesn't change regardless of whoever is in office. So to me, it's just something for Black people to talk about, and especially now we like riled up under this presidency. Like, you know, go back and listen to the past shows towards the end of the year when we were talking about the election and so forth. So now the effects of that is happening. Black America is riled up, and we quick to engage in all of these subjects. You know, even when you see with the Jason Whitlock, LaVar Ball, Kristine Leahy, that whole situation. You know, you have Black people around, you know, making conscious statements, you know, conscious people speaking. So, you know, we touching and talking on all topics. And so it's just like another topic to throw out there that you're going to all jump on, engage in, start following. And to me, it's like it really has no bearing. I mean, it's news, whatever, but it don't have an impact on what we need to be doing. Because if you're telling me a presidency change is the police gonna stop getting off for killing niggas, they're gonna stop these, you know, the feds from going into Chicago and filling up these prisons, the privatized prisons that they bringing back. Is that gonna stop that? So I mean, unless you're telling me that it's gonna make a solution to something, it's like, to me, it's just something we're gonna just be talking about that. At the end of the day, it really don't have a bearing on us. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you on that. See? Man. See, I ate a bad pistachio.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, the bad part about it is it looked bad, but I like pistachio. I'll try it anyway.
Yeah, I like to sit that nasty chalky taste in your arm, like burnt or something.
Oh, shit. They got a Las Vegas cop used a chokehold to kill a Black man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they basically taunted him for something. I don't even want to get into that shit. But, because like I said, they do that because, again, we're in the middle. This have nothing to do, this war going on in America between rich whites and poor whites. We're pawns. We're just in other people's business. So we need to be building our own shit so we can protect ourselves from both of these lunatics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I have I'm trying to find this story. Yeah, maybe it's this one. Maybe this is. Yeah, okay, this is one. I got something. This right here, I'm going to talk about. This is going to deal with why we can't advance. This is definitely going to show why we can't advance, because we're not focused on us. We focus on stupid shit. I'm going to try to wait until the article comes, because they're talking right now. This is on Roland Martin, right? Yeah, this is Roland Martin's show. And the title is called, Should Trump Be Impeached? Is there enough evidence to file articles of impeachment? But the part that I want to bring up is going to be this part. Let me see. This part here with Roland Martin engaging with his sister. All right, hold on. Here she go right here.
who is his audience. If his audience is the Trump supporter, they're still hanging in there, and they're very happy what's going on. I want to know, what are the Democrats doing to take advantage of the time? Let's not just battle against Trump. What is it that's going to make him that we can get through that's a part of our policy to change while all this other stuff is going on?
You heard that, Smoke?
Yeah.
She says, basically, you can't change the Trump supporters. They're going to support Trump regardless. My main thing is, what is the Democrats going to do to build their base? That's our problem. Democrats going to do the who gives a fuck about the Democrats? And the funny thing about that she said that, because I'm going to play it again. The funny thing about her saying that, that's all I've been saying on the show, yo. We shouldn't be worrying about what Trump is doing. We should be building ourselves up. This is the perfect climate for black people to build themselves up. So I'm going to let her say it again. Watch this.
93% of Trump supporters are still hard, fast Trump supporters, right? So who is there has to be trying to talk to? Who is Sean Spicer? Who is his audience? If his audience is the Trump supporter, they're still hanging in there, and they're very happy what's going on. I want to know, what are the Democrats doing to take advantage of the time? Let's not.
What is the Democrats trying to do to take advantage of this time? What are black people doing to take advantage of this time? That's the questions we should be asking. What are black people doing to take advantage of this time? That's the question we should be asking. That's the question that's not being asked. But we can ask it when it's dealing with Democrats. When it deals with Democrat, we can ask that question. You dig what I'm saying? But when it comes to black people, we don't understand that question. And this is another one I'm going to bring up. This is A.M. Joy. The title is Black Voter Turnout Fell for the First Time in 20 Years in 2016 election.
Joining me right now, John McLaughlin, former acting director of the CIA.
Oh, hold on. What the hell just happened?
The midterm elections in a year and a half were so important. So let me just give you two words why they're important. Subpoena power. If the Democrats control the House, we can control the subpoenas. That means we can do a real investigation and demand documents and have witnesses come and testify. That's why the midterm elections are so important in a year and a half.
Morning and welcome back to AM Joy. New voter data should set up alarm bells both for Republicans hoping to hold on to their seats and Democrats looking to take them. A Pew Research analysis finds that the rate of black voter turnout in 2016 fell for the first time in 20 years, while white and Asian turnout increased. And the highly anticipated surge in decisive Latino voting never materialized. The Washington Post.
Remember when I said that, Smoke? Remember during the election, everybody kept screaming, the Latino vote, the Latino vote. The Latinos going to come in and they're going to, and all this voting they're going to do, if all the people, they're going to come out and vote. And I said, no, they're not. They don't have voting power. They don't have voting power. That's why this whole Trump shit that they're showing on TV, I don't pay no attention because the media lied. They lied. They said they made you believe Hillary's going to win. They got you thinking some fucking Russian did some shit. When Hillary, see, because this is how you can tell this bullshit. If Hillary would have won, we wouldn't even be talking about Russia. Let's keep it a buck. If Hillary would have won, we wouldn't be talking about Russia.
Because the tie Democratic is to Trump.
But look, the Democratic Party is fractured. Nobody been talking about that. That's a distraction, Smoke. You want to know what the distraction is? The distraction is the Democratic Party is in shambles. What they're not telling you is that there's a fucking lawsuit. There's a lawsuit being put out. I'm trying to. I think it's called jampack.usa/winter. Oh yeah, the DNC class action lawsuit. Get the details. Hold on, let me read from this DNC class action lawsuit. Yeah, they got the DNC Service Corporation. That's what the DNC is. It's a corporation, right? And they said that basically they don't have to have a fair election. So while all of y'all thinking, oh, Hillary was up against these different candidates and all that shit, they straight up said by law, we don't have to follow by law, like no rules where we have to do that. We can be biased and pick who we want. Like they openly say that. You see what I'm saying? They got the cause of the action, they calling it fraud and consumer. It's a class action lawsuit, and they want a jury present. Okay, they got a June. Okay, damn, this should go all the way to September. Damn, all the way to the. Yeah, there's a lot of shit. I ain't about to sit here and read all of this shit, but they got all kind of. They got basically the action lawsuit was filed. The first class action complaint was in June 28, 2016. You dig what I'm saying? That was the first one. And it goes all the way down to April 28th, 2017, which is a 54 notice RE transcript of 4/25/17 hearing. And then behind that is a civil minute of a thing of that nature. That's jampack.usa/ and you'll get the DNC class action lawsuit shit. That's why when everybody keep talking all this shit, I'm like, yo, the Democratic Party is in shambles. Oh, and with all this stuff that Trump's doing, we're gonna be able to get the seat because the American people. All right.
So the real question is,
I'm about to say one thing. Even if they push Trump out, it's still going to be a 3-term Republican situation. Watch what I say. Go ahead, Swamp.
No, so the real question is because this whole Democratic Party in shambles, you really, unless you was digging in deep, you really didn't hear about that till afterwards. So the question is, if Hillary would have won, what was the Democratic Party going to be able to do? Because they running the turmoil anyway. What was they really going to do with that presidency where they're having shit, being able to get shit done? Come on, man. This whole shit is a joke. And we following up shit, just running around with our heads cut off, following what the media is talking about, following all of these stupid stories. And the one thing we're not doing is getting our shit together. We just complaining and talking. And yo. Hey, yo.
We doing
this shit is a big game.
Master We Fix It. Yeah, this ain't nothing but the Master We Fix Shit. That's all it is. It's just Master We Fix. We see white people get mad, then we see. Oh, I had to put Google too. Okay, there we go. Bernie Sanders supporters are suing the DNC for fraud. Yeah. They got the court doc. Like, because, let me tell you, they're not even telling us about this. They got everybody thinking, yeah, Trump falling, yeah. So who's going to replace Trump? Not nobody from the Democratic Party. Y'all in the middle of a fucking lawsuit. Y'all so goddamn corrupt. The majority of the fucking Democratic base don't even fuck with the Democratic Party. How about that? It's still going to be a 3-term Republican situation.
We worry about Trump.
I hope. Yeah, I hope they don't put Trump out. I hope he stay there for two terms, just so my prediction is correct. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But
I'm looking at it like, nigga, y'all get what y'all asked for, and it happened. It ain't gonna be better. That's how I look at it. It's like, if this nigga get out of office and whoever come in next, however that works, it ain't gonna be a better situation. So to me, it's just like, whatever, man. The shit that we need to be concentrating on is protecting our kids from these streets, getting their mind right, and getting our money right. Who's in office, man, that shit never really matters for us, because it always turned out for us to not we never was the benefactors off of any politics. So that shouldn't be anything new for us. And so we should know, put our ghetto minds to the fucking use, get back on our hood shit, and build shit up from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? We in the mud right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say, yo, I came from the mud or whatever. So, yo, act like you came from the mud and hustle this shit back up. You know what I'm saying? That's how Black America need to think. Fuck whoever in the office. We don't got the time about that. That's above our pay grade right now. We need to be worrying about building this shit up, building our kids up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. If that Norwood woman in Atlanta, Sherry Norwood, if she become mayor, I mean, black people lost power in Atlanta. And if she become mayor, I bet you see all white people going to start to run for mayor in predominantly black cities again, to push us out to cities, to push us more into the rural areas. I won't be surprised at that. Because even Bernie Sanders said that he's not race-based. Mary Norwood. Yeah, I'm over here, Sherry Norwood. Right. Her sister. Yeah, Mary Norwood. So,
yeah, they got to say Mary Norwood for mayor of Atlanta. Donations and all
I'm telling you. If she wins,
on May 10th, March 10th, they had a poll showing her leading. This is back in March 10th. So, I mean, just with a quick glance, you know,
let me tell you, she lost by 700 last time. She lost by 700 votes. This go around, she got backed by the FOP. If Atlanta have a white mayor for all of Black Atlanta, that's going to be the beginning stages of taking over all of these black cities. Because guess what, Smoke?
Check this.
What the fuck you think gentrification was all about? Go ahead.
Check this. There's one of the links on, when I was doing the search. LGBT ally Mary Norwood is running for Atlanta mayor for Atlanta mayor.
Oh, shit.
It's from Georgia Voice from 2016. So this from last year. Yeah. That's crazy, man. Like, just a quick treasure showing you she got the LGBT community and what's Atlanta known for, you know what I'm saying? And you're saying that she got the backing of the Fraternal Order of Police. And you was only short 700 votes prior to first time out? Yeah.
Police, the gay community, and the last time she did it, she only lost by 700. Yeah. Bye-bye, Black America. They coming for the cities. They coming for the cities. They coming for the cities.
That's crazy. It's crazy how everything works. They taking over because it's like you look at the cities, the you know, we was in the inner cities, the black population, you know what I'm saying? And now we got drove out to like the suburbs and shit, left those vacant areas in the main downtowns and cities and shit like that. And now they coming in and buying all them shits up, bringing it back for them. Now they're gonna be the mayors of them areas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, okay. All this shit plays into everything while we stuck with the housing, getting fucked up mortgages and shit like that, buying these houses and doing shit like that. So yeah, damn, that's crazy, man. Now we know
that's what's happening. That's what happened. Now we ain't gonna know, just like the Trump. We ain't gonna know until it happens. Once you see if Mary Norwood becomes the mayor of Atlanta, pay attention to the election of all other black cities. Pay attention. Then you'll understand how white people work. Sometimes you can't just learn. Sometimes you have to see it for yourself. I realize that. Sometimes you have to see it for yourself. And that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. While you got these white people making positions, they're setting the position up for themselves, we walking around playing catch up and playing these weak games. Like we playing checkers with chess players. Resist Trump, resist Trump, resist Trump. While black America suffer. That makes no sense. While we stand in the shadow of the white people when we should be building our shit up. This war in America is between rich whites and poor whites. That's what the war is about. Rich whites versus poor whites. Stand the fuck out the way, black people.
Get out the
Rich
way,
whites versus poor ones. Yo, read, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to find the article, I'm going to read it. Because I know it's in there. I just have to find it. But from my understanding, the Civil War, it was an agreement. It's like a South Korea, North Korea agreement. Like, we would never do this again. We would never shed this much blood. We would never kill our brothers like this, yada, 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 yada. And they made an agreement. One set of white people versus the other set of white people. You think one set of white people isn't teaching their children who the other set of white people is? And you don't think that other side of white people ain't teaching their children who the other set of white people is? They're the ones with the issues. They're the ones in the middle of the war. One set of white people is attacking Donald Trump because of who Donald Trump represents. I told you when Donald Trump said and mirrored himself after Andrew Jackson, the book, White Trash, the 400 Years Untold History of Class in America, illustrates in history that Andrew Jackson represented the cracker Cracker Nation, Cracker County. That's what he represented. That's all Trump is doing, is representing the cracker. That's why they support him. That's why they don't care what he say, because that's who they is. The ones out there attacking Donald Trump and the Rachel Maddows and all kind of shit, those are the other crackers. Let's not call them crackers. Let's call them honkies. So it's the crackers versus the honkies. Okay? And we're black people, we're cheering. We're the cheerleaders watching the crackers versus the honkies. Right? That's the analogy, Smoke. It's a basketball game, the crackers versus the honkies. They're competing against themselves. They're playing. And black people are cheerleading. And, I mean, we're fans. And then you got black people that's on the cracker side and black people that supports the honkies. And then what happened is if they playing against each other, we trash talking each other. Fuck you, you stupid honky, black honky mother, whatever. And then it's just like we arguing with ourselves, and then let's say somebody, the cracker, fouls the honky, then we like, damn, ref, you ain't see that? And we getting all upset, and it's like, why y'all white people play basketball? Why not up there while they playing this basketball game? Y'all build something up.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
The problem is we in the stand. We shouldn't even be at the game. We should be at home.
Nope.
Do what the fuck we need to do. We shouldn't even be tuning in. Let them play their game. Let them get tired. Let them do that. While they on the court, balling hard, they in the first quarter. Let's go do what the hell. We got 3 more quarters. Let's go do what we got to do. We got time. While they wearing themselves out. They not worried about us. Right. Let's do what the fuck we got to do. We already know they're going to have the targets on us anyway. So it's like, while they want to do that extra shit, we got the lane to get through and do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like your parents at work and you sneak out of the house. That's what's happening. The niggas is doing that shit. Let's go get from under that and build up our shit. Get the fuck out of here. And not even say parents. Fuck that. They ain't our parents.
Well, look at this. You got beef with a nigga. He keep kicking your ass. Every day you go home, you start fucking doing push-ups, shadow boxing, leg lift, every day. But every time the nigga fights you, you getting stronger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? Because you worried about yourself. You're not going to sit over there and be like, yo, let me watch somebody else who he's bullying or somebody that's trying to fight him. I want to see, the outcome of this fight. I don't care what the outcome of the fight is. I'm going home to train up. Because when it's my time to fight him, I want to win. If I see a wreck on the side of the car, the road, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm going home. I ain't in no wreck. I don't want to watch. I don't want to see the person injured or not. I don't give a fuck.
Stop rubbing that shit.
Yeah. Yo,
you know what happened when you rubbing that goddamn accident? Keep it moving. You ain't got shit to do with it. Don't crash your car. You keep going.
I'm trying to watch my car. You know what I'm saying? You drive your
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be in an accident too? Come on, man. Keep it going.
That's it. So, you know what I'm saying? So, that was today's show. We built on the Feds, thousands, Feds, DEA, ICE, all the alphabets came down. Stormed 50 storefronts simultaneously in the AM. We done talked about LaVar Ball, his verbal joust with Kristine Leahy, and that coon-ass nigga Jason Whitlock's coon-ass response to the situation. This is Black America Radio.
I think I'm mad because he mad. As people go walk on a flight of steps.
Oh yeah. Very stupid.
Word out though. In Black America.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? That's in Black America. And we may not have a show on Saturday. I don't want to keep saying, you know, your hero Saturday, you know what I'm saying?
You're like,
yeah, Saturday don't make it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to say that, but, you know, Saturdays be those special shows if the vibe is right, if the energy is right, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to say rest in peace to Frankie Paul, you know what I'm saying? Reggae artist, reggae legend, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's about it, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the support. We got great things coming in for the 2018. We're trying to work